As most of you would be aware that Odoo has a double entry inventory management system, which essentially means no unit of any inventory, any stock is lost. What comes in goes out. When we do the initial deployment of new organization, it is imperative that the current stock needs to be counted and updated in the system. Apart from this, on a regular basis, as a good practice, most of the companies which are highly stock intensive do a regular inventory count and would like to update it according to the count that is there in the system. Today, we are going to see how this inventory, which when counted, can be updated in the system, and we can verify what could be the theoretical and the practical quantity in the system. Let me go ahead and demonstrate the same. The inventory adjustment in Odoo can be done in two ways. One of the methods could be to go into the inventory section and update all the stock related to a particular stock location or a particular warehouse in one go. The other possibility is updating the inventory of a single product by going into the product form. First, we'll see the first method, which is more convenient and gives a better view and more efficiency. I go into the inventory menu. On the left hand side, we can see a menu for inventory adjustments. Let's go ahead and do a starting inventory for this month of May. The system asked me an option to give a label to one of these inventory updates that we are doing. For example, a monthly inventory count for May 2016. The system asked me at different locations. So the system can show all possible locations in different warehouse. I have chosen the location for warehouse whose code is WH, and we are using the stock location or the inventory location which is called stock. The system takes the inventory date automatically as today's date and time, which is an extremely nice feature. So that means there is no case or possibility of any wrong practices. The system asks me if I want to update the inventory of all products. The other option being, do I want to select products manually one by one? And the third being one product. This could be done on the basis of who has given what access right. So some of the people could be responsible for managing or updating the stock of few products only. I suggest we use all products, which just gives us an option of all the products together, and we can update them all together. Force accounting date comes into pictures when we want to change the stock of the inventory, and accounting entries need to be generated automatically. In most possible cases, the system or the company should use the same date as today. In some cases where you feel there is a reason for forcing the accounting date to be some other date, you can choose the same. Once I choose all these options, I am going to click on Start Inventory. Now, based on the choice that I have made, that of location and the inventory of all products, the system has fetched all the products in this location and their inventory. Let's have a look. So in this table, I can see that the product iPad mini, iPod and so on with the unit of measure, the current location within the stock location, their theoretical quantity and the real quantity. So let's assume the stockkeeper goes ahead and counts the real quantity within the stock and finds that two of our products have theoretical quantity and the real quantity is differentiated for some reason. It could be a wrong count, a wrong stock transaction that was done before. So in this scenario, the warehouse manager will take a decision to modify the real quantity or adjust the inventory in the system so that it reflects true picture. So we are going to go ahead and modify the quantities. So for example, the real quantity for iPod 16 GB was actually 27. However, for Apple, it was 40. Rest other quantities were found to be same. So we will modify two quantities here. Okay. Had there been cases of serial number or lot numbers of these inventories, then the system would have asked to enter the lot numbers and the serial numbers as well. Okay. Once this modification has been done, the next step would be to click on validate inventory to proceed. The system would validate the stock transaction, and there would be a new tab which will start appearing called inventory adjustments, which will essentially tell you what kind of stock transaction has taken place to make this inventory adjustments. So as you can see that from the inventory loss, which is a virtual location, one quantity has been moved to shelf 1, and in case of Apple in-ear headphones, since we had to reduce 4 quantities, that is from shelf 1, 4 quantities have moved to inventory loss. In this way, the inventory adjustment has taken place in a very nice and easy and efficient manner. The benefit of doing inventory adjustment in this way is that it gives a picture of all the stocks together, and the user gets the access and a clear view of what all changes were done, even though the theoretical and real quantities were reflecting at the same time. Once the inventory adjustment has been done, no modifications can take place in this form, and hence no chances of any wrong entry or even a case of mistake can happen. Now, the other way of inventory adjustments could be to update the inventory of the products individually. Let's go ahead and see how inventory of an individual item can be adjusted. I'll go to the products menu to choose one of the products. Say I'm choosing one of the products, Bose Mini Bluetooth speaker. We realize after counting that the quantity, the inventory of this item is more than what is desired, okay, what is expected. So we are going to go ahead and update this inventory. To update the inventory, we can see a button on the top which says update quantity on hand. We will click on the same. The system will open a small wizard. The system will take the default stock location. If we want to change the default location where we are updating the inventory, we can choose it. We have WH stock, shelf 1, and of course we can have thousands of stock locations. Let me choose one of the locations. Now I want to mention what is the new quantity on hand. So for example, if on counting we find it is 15, then I'm going to click on 15. The system will automatically adjust the difference between the old quantity and the new quantity. I'll click on apply. And once updated, the quantity in this location would be changed. Let's click on the quantities and check the current quantity. As you could see that we just updated the quantity in warehouse stock, which says 15 quantities. Initially there were 8 quantity but in a different location, and hence the total quantity comes out to be 23. In this way, we are able to update the quantity of a single item at one point of time. So that's all for today. These were the two ways how inventory could be adjusted. That's all. Thank you very much. We'll come up with new demonstrations soon. Thank you.